Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. Mm, there is really a very vital word, a very vital story, like an important story I want to talk about actually. Like I was going through a lot of things on social media, more bad guy, and I can really say this thing is very depressing. I don't know for you, but somebody like me who have gone see that I've seen these two naked eyes as a young lady when I was very small. I can tell you that the trauma there is not a very good one. I wouldn't pray for you to. And one thing I observe about this guy, I was going through all his social media stuff and everything. I found that this guy is a very calm guy. I'm not a Christian, no. I'm a pure traditional lady, like Obonga one. And this guy in question is a Christian. He comes from a Christian home and he loves God. If you can listen to some of his music, he always talk about God. That's even though he come from the street, it's not been easy when you grew up. Things hasn't been easy and all that, but still, he still remembers that there is God, there is Chukwu Okike Abiyama, that still exists. You understand what I'm saying? If you hear his music, the lyrics of his music, he's pouring out himself. I always tell people music is spiritual. Anything you are doing, in as much whatsoever you're doing to communicate with your maker, is a spiritual thing. This guy, he uses music to communicate spiritually. And I was going through his Twitter messages and all that. Like the guy's messages was so high, was so godly and highly. I can recommend. And this is somebody that is very loyal to his family, to his wife and everything. This is somebody that is very calm, very humble. But do you know what happens to him? He trusts people too much. He trusts people. Like I will always tell people, see, I'm not saying you should not trust anybody, but if something ever happened to you, you got to hold your trust. Like your trust have to be, it shouldn't be 100%. You shouldn't be giving people 100% trust, because human beings, I always say human beings are unpredictable. Okay, when you listen to this guy now, his words are very like very inspirational. I really love the lyrics and everything. Very good. But the problem there is he entangled with bad guys. I always tell people good people don't entangle with bad people. I always say it. No matter how, even if you don't want to be bad, they want to break you. Even if you don't want to break, they want to pull you down. So you see, that's why I always said if you know you cannot, you want that's you cannot condone it. It's better you shouldn't go to it at all. If you know you cannot condone it at all, you cannot accept it, do not even go there in the first place. Do not even try to go there in the first place. Now this is my own story. Like the way my father died, this is just the exact way. You understand? And one thing about this guy, he knew he's going to die. He definitely knew. But one thing I'm happy about him is that he lived a godly life. That's one thing. He lived a godly life. See, there is nothing in this world. I always say it. There's absolutely nothing in this world. There is nothing. Anybody wey dey carry this word for life, you're just being yourself. There is nothing. So I could remember when my father was alive, my late father, may his soul rest in peace. This is the exact way. My father is a very outspoken man, very authoritative. Let me say he's a no-nonsense man. And you know one thing about my father? My father can make friends for Africa. Hmm. My father trusts people too much. He can trust you. But you see, you know what killed my father? It was poison. They poisoned him. And that poison stayed for 7 days. This my father knew he's going to die. Do you know what happened? He called me and my siblings, everybody, he knelt down and started asking for forgiveness. We were like, this is not my father. This is not him. He called some of his family members. He said, if I've offended you, forgive me. We didn't know. He started showing love, sharing his money, and I was like, I was with him. I was the last person with him. Oh, he called me that I should go and get him something. Then when I go out and go and get him something, I came back. I just heard my father is dead. Just like that. Just like that. So you see, and when I found out, I saw his poison they gave him. This is a poison that stayed for 70. The trauma is still in my head. So if you've not passed through this kind of traumatic thing, you will not even understand. The thing is very depressing at all. The only thing I can say is people should just console the family. It's not easy thing. Losing your husband, your loved ones. It's not easy. May the soul rest in peace. Why am I doing this video? I'm not doing this video to say trusting people is bad, but see, you have to limit the way you trust people. Number one, like if human beings hasn't dealt with you, you just think that all human beings are good. Everybody, understand? Some people will always tell me I'm giving them money, so everybody love me. I'll just be laughing. Human beings, human beings. It's not even God, though. It's not even your chi. So no matter what you are doing with anybody, please, like, just keep your trust them, but don't give them 100% trust, because human beings can change at any time. And mind the kind of friends you keep. If you think you want to keep a bad guy because you think you're not bad, one day they will push you so that you become bad. And if you don't work with them, they might drag you, put you to your early grave. One of the things I'm just not happy is that the guy is a very calm guy, and the wife is too calm too. How can you not deal with this shit, man? Who are these people that you cannot deal with? Even if they say their head is not correct, who told you can't deal with them? And he didn't speak out. At least one thing we love about this generation, I love about the generation, is the technology. You can voice out. Voice out. Why? Although he has been voicing out, but he was just voicing out through his music. He wasn't voicing out in the way he needed to. Mind the kind of friends you keep. And the last important thing, please, I don't want to know who you are, but please take your spiritual life very important, because there is how spiritual you are going to be. You see all those people, they cannot even come and meet you. They'll be fearing you. Be asking yourself, waiting there inside me when they fear. You don't even know that there is something in you that your chi is protecting. So this is just one thing I can say about it. Losing a loved one at a tender age is so dimming. Like, it's not good. It's I don't pray for it to happen. That is, I just don't pray it should happen to anybody, because I remembered when it happened to me and my family. I could remember the trauma, everything. Most time I blame myself. I told myself, why did I go and buy that thing? I should have stayed. You don't get it. Because me and my father, we are very, very close. We are too close there, in the extent of people will be saying, am I a second wife? So you should know what it means. So you should be very, very careful, actually. Be very, very careful.